Haribol Namaste, Haribol Namaste, Haribol everyone, Haribol Namaste. Right, Joshua, we're going to have a little kirtan, aren't we? So there's a C, F and G. So blue, orange and red. Blue, orange and red. Namah Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Srimate Sivaswarapananda, Paramahasariti Namate, Rajashri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadha, Shri Vasudeva Bhakta. Let's sing to Krishna first. Let's sing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now what do you want to sing? The Shringa. Alright, so let's sing the Shringa. Gopala, 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 hey.
No! I want to sing Shringa.
Oh, he wants to sing Lord Shringa. Okay. I want to change the tune then to A minor G. Ready? Shringa, Jaya, Lord Shringa, Jaya, Lord Shringa. Your turn. Shringa, Jaya, Lord Shringa, Jaya, Lord Shringa.
F.
Shringa Dev, Jaya, Lord Shringa Dev, Shringa Dev, Jaya, Lord Shringa Dev, Jaya, Lord Shringa Dev. The story we are going to read today has this picture in it. And it's when Krishna meets a very huge demon who reached the top of the clouds, and he had long sharp teeth and a very long tail. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Is this the same one?
Yeah, which demon am I talking about?
The one, the Aghasura.
That's right, I'm talking about the demon Aghasura, who made himself into a huge long fat serpent and waited on the ground ready to swallow Krishna and all of his friends.
But he went straight to go in too. So he died.
That's right. Are you ready? Let's listen to the story now, shall we?
A very long time ago lived some cowherd people in a little village called Vrindavan, which was in India. They were called cowherd people because they kept many cows. The cows would give them lots of milk, and from this milk the cowherd ladies would make yogurt and cheese and butter. And the cowherd boys also helped by taking care of the young cows in the forest every day. The chief cowherd boy was called Gopala. He was very special. He wasn't just an ordinary boy, and the people of Vrindavan secretly used to think that perhaps he was a demigod from the high planets who had come amongst them disguised as a cowherd boy. For some reason, many wonderful things always happened whenever Gopala was around. One early morning in Vrindavan, the cowherd boys woke up to hear a buffalo horn. They knew who was blowing that horn. It was Gopala. Gopala was the best buffalo horn blower in Vrindavan, probably in the whole world. He was also the most fun person they knew, and he was the strongest. He had mystic powers. They quickly got ready because today they were going to the forest with Gopala and all the young cows. They needed to take their lunches, and because they would be in the forest for the whole day, they also packed their flutes, buffalo horns, and the sticks that they used to help them take care of the cows. As they walked through the forest, they picked up feathers and leaves and put them in their hair. They would also find red clay on the forest floor, and they would smear it on their faces. They always played lots of games as they walked through the forest. One game was stealing each other's lunch.
Hey, give it to me! Yes! Yes! Get it quick! Yes, you got it! Give it to me, quick! No!
If they spotted monkeys in the trees, they would laugh at them and they would tease them. The monkeys liked playing too, and they would jump up in the trees and show their teeth at the boys. As they walked through the forest, one of the boys found something.
Hey, look at this! What is it? Can I look it up? Well, so it is. Has it got a neck on? Hey! Hey, you! Hey, you foolish well! You rascal! Not you!
Later on, Gopala went ahead to look around the beautiful forest of Vrindavan.
Look over there! There's Gopala! Let's have a race! I'll be the first one to touch it!
As the boys played in the forest, great danger lay ahead. Gopala had a wicked uncle. His name was Kamsa, and he was the king. Once a mysterious voice came out of the sky and warned King Kamsa that he was going to be killed by Gopala. Ever since that day, Kamsa was always planning how he was going to kill Gopala. Gopala's mother and father had tried to hide him from Kamsa, but somehow Kamsa had found out where Gopala was.
Somehow or other, I must kill this Gopala before he can kill me. Send for the Agha demon. Yes, that's it. Send for Agha.
So Kamsa sent the Agha demon to Vrindavan to kill Gopala. This Agha demon was so powerful and evil that even the demigods from the high planets were afraid of him. Agha knew that Gopala was no ordinary boy. After all, Gopala had already killed Agha's demon brother Baka and his demon sister Putana. Agha hated Gopala. He not only wanted to kill him, but he wanted to kill all his family and friends too. In fact, he wanted to see all the cowherd people of Vrindavan dead. He crept into Vrindavan. How would he kill Gopala? He had a terrible plan. With his mystic powers, Agha could change his body into any shape. A horse, a tiger, a lion.
What kind of creature shall I turn myself into? What would be the best one to kill Gopala and all his friends? He would have to be a big one. I know. Yes. I got it. A serpent. A huge, long, fat serpent with big, sharp teeth to chew them all up with.
Agha's body suddenly started to change. His face started changing into a serpent's face. His eyes were turning into serpent's eyes, and his teeth began to grow long and sharp into serpent's fangs. His arms disappeared, and his legs turned into a serpent's tail. His body then started to grow and grow and grow. Agha had turned his body into a very long, fat, high as the sky serpent. What a day! Gopala and his friends had been playing happily in the forest of Vrindavan. But little did the boys know that the evil King Kamsa had sent the horrible Agha demon to kill them all. With his mystic powers, Agha had turned himself into a gigantic, long, fat serpent. He was now lying in the forest, waiting for the boys to come along. He opened his mouth wide, so wide that the top of his mouth was touching the clouds in the sky, and his bottom jaw lay on the ground. His huge open mouth looked like a big cave, and his teeth, they were like high mountain peaks. His long serpent tongue hung out of his mouth and lay on the ground like a long road, and his breathing, it was like a hurricane. His eyes blazed like fire as he lay and waited. Soon, some of the cowherd boys came along where Agha was lying.
Look at this! What is it? Wow!
Is that a statue?
A long fat serpent. It looks like the serpent is here to eat us all up. Look up there! Look how high his mouth is. Look at his huge tongue. It's like a big road. And his mouth is as big as a huge mountain cave. It's really dark inside. That hot wind is just breathing. It's blowing like a hurricane. Yeah, and that fishy smell must be his intestine. Yeah. If we all got in his mouth, he couldn't swallow us all. If it couldn't swallow Gopal. Gopal would kill him, just like he killed Baka. Come on, let's go in his mouth. Come on, everyone.
They all looked at Gopala and they clapped and smiled. Then they began to march towards the huge open mouth of the gigantic serpent. Gopala watched his friends. He knew that this serpent was a demon that had come to kill him and all the other cowherd boys.
How can I save my friends from this dangerous demon?
How can I save my dear friends from this dangerous demon? So he walked towards the huge open mouth of the demon Agha.
Oh, he's coming over. He's really in my mouth. He's coming in. Yes, yes. Come in, dear Gopala, and I shall crush you with my sharp teeth.
Gopala went to Agha's mouth. The demigods cried, but the demons
He's
laughed.
going in Agha's mouth.
Wait a minute. What? Look at his eyes.
Oh, no!
What's wrong with Agha's eyes? They're bulging. Something's gone wrong. He's trying to close his mouth. What's going on?
Look, there's something stuck in his throat. He's choking.
Yes, there was something stuck in Agha's throat. It was Gopala.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Gopala had used his mystic powers to expand himself in the throat of the demon. Gopala got bigger and bigger and bigger. Agha tried to breathe in. He tried to breathe out. Suddenly, a glittering light burst out of the top of Agha's head. This shining light went up into the sky. and it waited up there.
This demon is killed. I must get my friends. I will make myself small again and look in his belly. There they are, the cowherd boys. But they look like they are unconscious. I will look over them with my mystic glance.
Where am I? Go Parla!
They all began to laugh and clap. They began to talk about what happened.
We fell asleep. It was awful in here.
The boys then got up and started to walk out of the awful belly of Agha.
Oh, Gopala, you saved us.
As Gopala came out of Agha's mouth, that glittering light that was waiting in the sky came slowly down until it reached Gopala. It then disappeared into Gopala's body. That light was the spirit soul that came out of the demon's body after it was killed. The demigods who were watching from the sky showered flowers down on Gopala. The boys thanked Gopala for saving them once again. Gopala, he's my hero. Gopala, he's my friend. Gopala will never leave me. Gopala will never disappear. Gopala, Gopala, he's my hero, and he's my friend.
Let me ask you a question, Joshi. Well, what about you, Tilak? Do you want to ask him a question?
Yes, I will.
Ask me.
Tilak's going to ask you a question.
What was Krishna blowing early in the morning?
What's Krishna blowing early in the morning?
Do you know what Krishna was blowing early in the morning?
Conch shell.
I think it was something that he put in his mouth and blew like a conch shell, but it was long and had a big round ending on it. It's a horn. He blew a buffalo horn in the morning. Yeah, why did he blow a buffalo horn, Joshua?
To wake the boys up.
To wake the boys up.
Who sent Aghasura to kill Krishna?
That's tricky.
I
Who
need
sent Aghasura to kill Krishna?
it.
Do you know, boys and girls, who sent Aghasura to kill Krishna in Vrindavan? Begins with K. That's right, it's Kamsa. What happened to Aghasura when Krishna choked him?
Die.
He died. And what happened to his spirit soul?
His spirit soul come out their body.
That's right. And where did the spirit soul wait?
Up in the sky.
It waited way high up in the
Because
sky.
of the sun.
Just sparkling like the sun. And then when Krishna came out of Aghasura's body, the glittering spirit soul merged back into the body of Krishna.
Hello everyone, we are going to make a Aghasura demon.
We are going to make an Aghasura demon. Okay, you ready? What do you think we need?
Play-doh first.
We've got some.
Play-doh.
And it's green and...
Purple.
It's green and purple. Alright, so I'm going to grab this out of the tubs. Squeeze it out. Our Aghasura is going to be green and purple. And of course we've got a little Krishna too.
And of course, a little knife as well.
And a little knife as well. Alright, let's give it a roll. Ready? Roll it. Roll it. Are you ready to roll it? Using this one. That's it.
Now big.
Try you in here a little bit.
No.
Big push this. Oh, right. Well, we don't have a lot of play-doh, so we're going to start by making his face. Now he needs to have a big open mouth, doesn't he? That's where we've got a knife. Do you want to do a cut through the middle to make a big open mouth? Kind of this way. So we slice it down the middle to make a big open mouth. Right. This is his head. He's got a big green head. There we go. So we've got our big green head here. There we go. Very good.
I did knife up.
You're the cutter. Now this is going to be his very, very long body. He's going to have a purple body, our Aghasura. So I'm going to roll it and roll it and roll it to make a long cylinder. We can use our stick to make 2 big nostrils, and we need to make eyes as well. So we're going to put one here and one over here. There they are, his big eyes, like that. Now what we could do is take a little bit of purple out, give it a roll and just stick it in there so we can see his eyes a bit better.
This is the eye tip.
There, now he's got some purple eyes. Right, and the nostrils.
I need
big. Do you know what he also needs? A big long tongue. So I'm going to take a little bit more of my purple and I'm going to flatten it. Flat, flat, flat. Can you make it flat? That's it. And then give it a long stretch. And that's his tongue in his mouth coming out. There it is. I'm going to put my little stick through here, up there, to hold it up. So because Play-Doh is very floppy, isn't it? So we want to make it up. So that stick that comes through the bottom, and now it holds up our model's big mouth.
Now is it ready?
Well, we haven't stuck the long tail on yet, have we, Joshua?
Is it going to be ready?
Not yet. He's going to stick this on like that and just curl it a little bit. Do you know what Aghasura needs? He might need some spines to make his back all prickly. So I've got this here because it's got some pattern on it, and I thought we could press it in to make it a little bit of a stripe on his back. Anything will do. Anything with some grooves in it to make a pattern. So this is our Aghasura, and you can see we've got a long tongue and a big wide open mouth.
It looks bad.
And he looks like a big bad demon with a long tail and a big mouth. And there's our little Krishna. When all the boys and calves had walked inside of the big Aghasura demon, Krishna waited sadly and he wondered what to do. Then he decided he would go inside the demon too. Once inside the demon, Krishna grew and grew just to save those cowherd boys, his friends he loved and knew. And when he was inside the demon's throat, he choked and choked about. And then the glittering spirit soul came out of his body and waited up in the sky. And then when Krishna was inside, he woke up all of his friends and they came marching back out again. And then days went by and all the boys used the body of the Aghasura demon as a playground. Did you know that? They climbed on him because his body had all dried up, and now it made an excellent playground for all the boys. They climbed up on the head and jumped off, and they slid down the tongue. Woo!
This is in the game.
This is in the game too. And that's an easy way of how to make your own Aghasura demon with Play-Doh. The art gallery. If you have a nice picture that you have drawn after watching my videos and you would like to send it to me, ask your mum or dad to send it. I would love to include it on my videos. These pictures were drawn after watching the Lord Jagannath video. This one is drawn by Nitai, who is 3 years old and lives in Australia. Isn't it just so cute? Good work, Nitai. And this picture was drawn by Joshua. Joshua is also 3 years old and lives in Australia. Great work! Look, he's drawn 2 Jagannaths. Well, it's time for us to go now. We'll see you again next time. Haribo!